Hey everybody, today I'm going to be telling you about the physics of cheerleading. Cheerleading is a very competitive and hard sport to be a part of. There are many different areas of cheerleading, like stunting, tumbling, jumping, and dance. All of these areas are very different from one another, but almost all of them can always be related back to physics in some way. So freefall is the concept when an object is falling with no other forces acting upon it other than gravity. The equation we're going to be using for freefall is T equals the square root of 2 times h over g. And the variables here that we're using, T is for time in seconds, and h is going to be for height in meters, and g is going to be for gravity, which will always be 9.8 meters per second when we're here on Earth. Basket tosses are when the flyer gets thrown up into the air as high as the bases can get them, and they will perform a series of skills or tricks in the air depending on what level they're at. The higher the level, the more tricks are added per toss. So as the flyer has more and more skills she has to do, you're going to need a longer period of time to complete them in the air. And looking at our equation, the way to increase time, or T, is to also increase h, which is height. So the higher the flyer goes, the longer she's going to have to do all of the tricks she needs to do. Next, we're going to talk about standing tucks. And in standing tucks, a person is going to need to jump high enough into the air to have enough time to flip all the way back over to their feet again. And it's the exact same concept as the basket tosses, where if you don't get high enough, you're not going to be able to complete your skill, meaning you're going to fall on your face. Looking at this, quote, cheer fail video again, if this girl would have jumped higher, she would have had more time to complete her rotation, in which case she most likely would have landed on her feet. The next area of cheerleading we're going to be covering with our topic of time to fall is double down cradles from stunts. For those of you that don't really know what this skill is, a double down cradle is when a base is holding a flyer above their head, and to dismount from the stunt, the flyer is tossed up and the flyer will spin 2 times before being caught in what we call a cradle position that you can see now. The time to fall concept is really important here with double down cradles, because if the bases don't pop the flyer high enough, she won't have enough time to complete her 2 full spins. And if she doesn't do that, that's major points deducted from judges. As you can see, the time to fall formula can be applied to many different cheerleading skills. Overall, the idea is that if a cheerleader has to leave the ground, perform a set of skills before returning back down, she's going to need to be high enough in the air to give her enough time to successfully complete that skill. And believe it or not, that is physics. I hope you enjoyed my video and learned a little bit about the physics of cheerleading. Thank you for watching.